Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Play Battlefield Somalia. The year is 1992 and this once peaceful African nation has delved ever deeper into a civil conflict. We are serving the great General Mohammed Farah Aidid as he attempts to unify this country in spite of the international community's attempt to impose its own regime. As you can see, we have already made first contact with these so-called peacekeepers, who truly bring nothing else but war and conflict to our country. Now we've got to raise the Somali flag. We cannot allow such a presence of Pakistani peacekeepers here. And I was foolish enough to think that I could jump from such a height. Okay then, let's rethink our approach. The fact is that we are fighting against a force that is superior in tactics and most likely in weaponry. After all, we, the Somali National Army, are a little more than a simple militia force. But despite this, we will do all that we can to keep our country safe, to keep our country free. Now let's run over some of these Pakistani rats. Traitors to Islam, if I can say so myself. We're driving around the streets of this town in our technical, which is for all intents and purposes just a Toyota pickup truck with a machine gun bolted on. But we don't need any more now, do we? The Pakistani peacekeepers, however, appear to have come in force, with main battle tanks ready to oppress the people of Somalia. They've been sent here under foreign orders, and by God, we will defeat them. Now, the problem with this situation is not only that we are being split in multiple directions by the Pakistani forces, but also the fact that this is only the beginning. Peacekeepers have come to Somalia from many more places than just Pakistan. And some say that the Americans will intervene if the situation continues to worsen. Now let's knock out this tank to actually have a chance of victory. We've done it! Oh, sorry brother, sorry! Now here we go. We were extremely outnumbered. But let's not worry. We have a chance at victory. We can defeat these invaders. And we must, because they are currently attempting to defend a supply convoy that's being shipped to a village held by hostile militia forces. And we cannot allow this. We cannot allow them to feed the forces of evil that conspire against us. We must serve not only our nation, but our leader and our tribe. Since, to tell the truth, most militias in the Somali conflict are based upon tribal lines. Now I've got an RPK-74. It should be sufficient to stop these Pakistani forces from overwhelming us. We have lots of ammunition. We have a decent position right here. But unfortunately we were flanked. Anyways, we have the advantage. Our forces have taken this building, they've taken the center of the town, and they will be able to stop the UN convoy in its tracks. All seems good so far. We are making our way through these streets, past these apartment blocks, all built under the socialist leadership of Siad Barre. But those days are long gone, because his policies ended up failing and bringing the country to civil war and to the brink of famine. Which is why the Somali National Army and the great General Mohammed Farah Aidid had to take action. Now they appear to have recaptured this base, the UN forces. But it will do them no good. Or perhaps it might do them a little good. Anyways, we need to change our tactics. We need to innovate. We need to be smart about this entire affair. Because we are fighting a force that is well trained and armed from abroad. Meanwhile, we are dependent on the arsenals of the former Somalian armed forces, which, although vast, might not be sufficient anyways to sustain a prolonged military conflict. Your grenade launcher will do you no good. Now let's bail out of this technical before it blows up and find somewhere to go. At this point I have nowhere to go, to be honest, but I can confront these peacekeepers. Confront them and unfortunately perish. It appears that a tank has spawned at our main base. Allah willing, we should be able to take it, to commandeer this tank, and to use it to dish out some serious damage among the Pakistani forces. These foreign interventionists do not know who they are messing with. This is either a T-62 or a T-55, perhaps even a T-54. Regardless, no matter how old this model may be, we will use it to crush the attempt of these UN forces to subdue our nation. We shall hold the strategic areas. We shall hold our bases. And we shall never admit defeat. Now somebody fired at me. It felt like a barrage of explosives. I don't know from where, I don't know how. But all I know is that our tank is now in a pretty sorry state. Even a worse condition than it was at the beginning. Regardless, so long as the machine guns and the cannon continue to work, victory will be ours. We have yet to lose the advantage. This is good. We continue to be in charge of the majority of this city. And soon we shall show these Pakistani dogs that this is how it shall remain. That Somalia belongs to the Somalis. And that if we want peace, we can bring it by ourselves. But even if we defeat the Pakistanis here today, it is certain that other forces will arrive and will attempt to bring destruction, to bring their own domination to Somalia. Now here we go. No amount of training will save these Pakistani forces from utter desolation. We have the advantage, and we shall hold this advantage. This village will be ours, and so will the supplies in that convoy, because we need them more than anybody else in this conflict. We've brought out our armored forces, and we are gaining the advantage. Now let's make our way through this side. We'll have our teammates cover us as we attempt an offensive, a counterattack, against these Pakistani troops. Because they say that they want to keep the peace, but the truth is that they want to keep the war. Because that is how the international community will benefit most from the situation. Now let's take cover behind this building and slowly edge our way towards the front line. We will gradually take down these Pakistani dogs, and we will stop them. Unfortunately, they've brought in their armoured column. Well, to be honest, it's more of just one tank than a column, but they're also flanking us. God damn it. We need to bring out our rocket launcher and to launch a rapid, overwhelming assault upon that armoured vehicle, because one tank is enough to destroy us. That is, if we do not have the sufficient anti-tank weaponry, which I believe that we do. Now let's flank these Pakistani forces, because I will not call them UN forces, and gain ourselves a small brief advantage. Here we go, we've distracted their attention, we've killed some of them, but we're already running low on ammunition. Let's use our rocket launcher with devastating effect. We killed at least 4 of them there. Unfortunately, a rocket launcher is not enough to hold their infantry at bay. They've been charged with defeating us and passing through this town, and it appears that that is what they want to achieve. Though I doubt that they will achieve it, since we are brave Somali warriors and will not allow ourselves to be defeated. Now we're retaking this base, using our pistols and assault rifles, all the weaponry at our disposal, to defeat these forces. Now let's retreat, because a bunch of Pakistanis are at the stairway. They're coming in, but I won't let them. I'm going to barricade myself into this apartment if I have to. I will hold here if they attempt a home invasion. Take this, you foreign filth! Crap! A bullet to the face wasn't the way that I saw that ending. But in spite of all that, victory has been achieved by the brave forces of the Somali National Army. We have held the UN peacekeepers at bay, securing that supply convoy for our forces. This is a good beginning and will hopefully lead to further victories against the foreign interventionist forces in Somalia. I have been the Nerd Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like and a comment. I'll see you all in the very next installment of Battlefield Somalia.